Time for another completely insignificant guitar comparison playing test. This one's actually kind of fun though. This is the Shop 1973 D28. My son has had it on loan for probably about a year now. And it developed a little bit. Well, it already had the start of a crack right here in the top. And it kind of opened up a little bit more because it got dry over there where he lived and he didn't keep it humidified enough. But anyway, I decided to put some glue in the crack here and take care of it. And also, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I wanted to see how it's doing, This is a fully modified, mostly modified, 1973 D28. It's got, what's it got on it? Grovers? I forgot what it's got. It's got Waverleys. This one's got Waverley tuners on it. I normally put Grover 18 to 1s, but this one's got Waverley tuners on it. It's got my bone nut on it with the nut spacing I like. It's got a completely new refret, so it's got good frets. It's had a neck reset. Popsicle brace has been replaced with my brace. The bridge has been scooted back to get the intonation correct. I cut a long vintage saddle in it. It's got antique acoustic Gallowith pins in it. Changed the pickguard. It has a small Southeast Asian rosewood bridge plate, which something I do on D28s and D35s is I give you the choice of what kind of bridge plate you want in there. A small hot rosewood bridge plate is kind of a nod to Martin guitars from like 1967 to 68. I can't remember the exact years, but there's just a couple of years, and just 2 years maybe, where they use small Brazilian rosewood bridge plates instead of small maple bridge plates. And then they went to the big Indian rosewood bridge plates in 1969. Late 69 is when I start seeing the big rosewood bridge plates. So this small hot rosewood bridge plate is kind of taken from that time period. And what the rosewood does compared to the maple, it gives it a little bit more of a robust bass sound. It is a thicker, more complex bass as opposed to maple or black locust, which just give a nice trebly clear sound. And it's just something I play around with to see what I think about that. The X braces are scalloped. The tone bars are not scalloped. So this is a half scalloped guitar, and I do that specifically to give the guitar to let it keep that 70s mid-range tone, because I really like a mid-range guitar rather than one that's big and lush and open, which is what most people like. They want this big, lush, open sound. But for me, a tight mid-range guitar will really cut to a jam. So my model is almost like the 50s sound. The late 40s and early 50s, really tight, focused, punchy sound. Like Tony Rice's guitar on the Guitar album, and Rounder 44 and California Autumn was the 1946 Hilo Brown D28. That was not the antique. And that guitar tone on the Guitar album for me is just so aggressive and punchy. And that's kind of what I'm after here. Not to say that the antique doesn't sound great, because it does, but it's like a piano, But that's the kind of tone I have in mind when I'm doing this 70s thing, because it'll never get that antique tone, and we're going to demonstrate that by comparing it with this D28 1941 authentic on the back wall right here, and that one would be true to the pre-war spec. So if you went back in time and bought a 1941 D28, it'd be pretty close to this, except it'd have Brazilian rosewood instead of Madagascar. But don't call me an heretic, but I actually like Madagascar better. It's just, I like Madagascar a lot. Point is this guitar here is what your pre-war 1941 sound would be like. This guitar will never get there, but it can approximate a 50s and late 40s sound, except for the fact that it's Indian rosewood, not Brazilian. But still, you can move that direction easier than you can that direction. So I'm just going to play the guitars. I have not played this guitar in a long time, and I'm just going to play stuff and see what this guitar can do. and then I'll play this guitar a little bit. We're not going to do a straight A-B comparison here. Just going to play guitars. So 73 D28. I should mention the strings on this are pretty worn and frayed. They're really frayed, and in the middle here I can tell he's been playing the guitar, but it doesn't matter. I want guitars to sound good with old strings. If a guitar has to have brand new strings on it, I don't even want it. I want to hear what it sounds like with old strings. You can hear the mid-range. I mean, man, that mid strings there snap. I say, I've forgotten the song. I tried to play it the other day. I forgot it. I play it on every single video. Sounds good. Let's try something a little harder. Got a lot of pop. Got a lot of pop to it. Good sounding guitar. Let's go up, put a capo on it. Do something up in A. Well, it plays good. Wow. Gosh, I got no complaints about this guitar. You know, if this was your only guitar, I think you could be pretty happy. Man, the neck is really good on this. Just got a wonderful little soft V to it. And even though it's 11/16, I prefer just, a little bit wider if I can, but it's super comfortable. Got a nice V to it, and the taper is just perfect. Perfect. It's good. This one has 2 1/4-inch bridge spacing too. So it's a little bit wider than the stock one. I just get a little bit more room in there to move my hand and stuff, and I really like it. It's a nice guitar, man. It sounds good. You can hear the mid-range and the upper end and the brightness, and it's not a big, fat, warm sound. Let's get the 41 down, and you will see the difference. That big, fat, wide sound, as opposed to this focus thing, which is cut through a jam sound, you know. Yeah, lead guitar, I really like this one. It screams. So 41. You can hear immediately what I'm talking about on the difference in the sound. This one definitely, it's got much more bass. It's got more woof to it. It's a bigger, firmer sound. As good as it is, I don't feel like the mid-range quite pops as well as it does on the 73. And it's not a slouch by any means. I mean, this is really a phenomenally good guitar. But the 73 would never be this, could never be this. So I don't try to make it like that. I try to give it its unique voice. And I don't feel like the 73 voice is inferior to this one. It's just a different voice. And then this one's really good. Obviously it plays really great. This neck is pretty close to the 73 when I come back to it. I can tell it's a little thinner right up in here, but I'm getting more and more and more accustomed to it. And this one's set up really great, plays great, super easy to play. So I'm just saying that, a modified 73 is a pretty good guitar. It's got its own unique sort of voice that is different. And I try to make them different. I don't try to make it into this guitar because there's just no way. So this is a 41 authentic. It's got the Waverly tuners on it with the small oval buttons. It has a thinner headstock, which is historically accurate. This is a stock nut, which is either bone or fossil mammoth ivory. It's probably bone. It looks like ivory. Looks like fossil mammoth ivory. It's got the striations in it. Stock frets. This is a stock neck reset. I've not reset the neck on this yet. It's got the popsicle brace in it. It's got the stock saddle, which I've only lowered. Antique acoustic bridge pins, the same as the 73. Stock pickguard. Everything's stock on this guitar except for the bridge pins because the stock pins are a little soft and these are a lot better and the action has been adjusted. It is fully scalloped inside, so the tone bars are scalloped, the X braces are scalloped, and the X bar, the bridge plate is tucked underneath the bridge plate. The bridge plate is tucked underneath the X braces. So that's the way the pre-wars were, and it gives you a weak spot. Because right about here, only about half of the X brace is actually glued to the top. The rest of it is attached to the bridge plate. And I have my doubts that you can get an actual perfect connection there. But whatever. So this guitar is stock. It's pretty accurate to 1941 specs. Except, like I said, it does have Madagascar rosewood instead of Brazilian rosewood. And as I also said, Madagascar is actually maybe my favorite rosewood. It's got I've had the chance to do an AB Brazilian and Madagascar as close as I could, and Madagascar's got a really clean. It's almost like splits the difference between Brazilian and mahogany. Brazilian rosewood can have a really, really reverby and super, super bright sound to it, and Madagascar kind of cleaner sound, just a little bit cleaner. So I got no problem with Madagascar rosewood. I love Madagascar rosewood. Great wood. So Good stuff. If Martin would have used Madagascar in the 30s and 40s, and 50s and 60s, we would all be talking about Madagascar rosewood. And then this newcomer Brazilian rosewood would come out and we'd all be going, well, I don't know. I like Madagascar, you know. Madagascar is great rosewood. This is great guitar, so. And this one's got its, its uses. I never in my head have a sound for guitar. I always come to the guitar and say, what is this guitar good at? And this guitar is good, at everything. But it definitely, I like the rhythm sound on this a lot. If I might play this one over the 73 if I was playing in a bluegrass band where I was playing 80% rhythm and the occasional break, because this one has a tremendously good rhythm sound right there, That's what that low end rumble is really good for, and the whoomph, the percussion that you get. I don't quite get the percussion out of the 73 because that percussion comes from scalloping the tone bars, which I have not done on the 73. But that percussion is so good for rhythm. And this has a really good rhythm sound to it. Let's put a capo on. Get out of G for a second here. A lot of guitars change personality when you throw a capo on here. For one thing, you're adding some mass to the neck, and you're also bringing it up here and brightening the whole entire sound. So it's good to hear what the guitar sounds like with the capo on it too. So let's do some hear that percussion on the strum. Hear that percussion. So yeah, that's a great rhythm sound. Good rhythm. I love playing rhythm on this guitar. It's big fat sound. I played this guitar in jams, and it cuts through pretty good. It fits good with the banjo. You can hear it. People across from you can hear it. It's a proven jam band guitar. Yeah. Let's do a fiddle tune. Let's see. I made some of that stuff up on the fly. Yeah, as many times as I played that song, there's still, when you get a good guitar and you're playing it and it's responsive, and your mind is awake, still come up with new stuff. And so the new thing I was trying to do there, didn't quite pull it off, but it was a good idea, was that low end on that. So let's see. Like that. So instead of going, which is what the melody did, I tried to hit the low end on that. But I couldn't quite figure out where I needed to end it. So I said, yeah, that would work. I gotta get to there. There it is. It's right there. That's what I need to do. Something like that. Someday I'll come back and pursue that idea a little bit and get it. And shoot, it might not be bad to just start at the low end like I did there instinctively. So. Yeah, that might not be too bad. By the time we get into there, we're at the 15th variation anyway. So. Oh, this is a good guitar. I got no problems with this guitar either. Sounds great. It's fun. It's a little bit different from the 73. I mean, if I was only going to have one, I would have this one, no question, because it's a better guitar. But the 73 is surprisingly good for a guitar that's has a bad reputation. Of course, I fixed most of the problems. But, the deal is that if you got a 73 sitting around in the house that plays out of tune and that kind of thing, it can become a really good guitar, I think so. One more on this one. Let's do this one. A little rough on the head. I need to get the ending down a little bit. I made that up one day. I said, I need to have an upper end break for that thing instead of always coming to here. So that's it. Something like that. I need to get that a little bit nailed down too. But guitar sounds great. Good responsive guitars. Alright, two really good D28s from opposite ends of the spectrum almost. And no point to this thing other than to just play two really good D28s and listen to them and see what you think about them. Alright, see you later.